Alright everybody, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about the Jordan 1 Gold Toe. Or should I say, the Jordan 1 Equality. So initially, these shoes were supposed to come out on January 15th. And in the video where I was talking about January shoes to resell, I actually gave you this date and I said it was going to be January 15th. Yeah, you got the date wrong, buddy. Are you done? You done? So basically, let me explain why I gave you January 15th. Essentially, a shoe was supposed to be raffling, and that shoe was rumored to be the Gold Toes, and it was all over sneaker release apps, it was all over sneaker news, but now the J23 app, who is a very reliable source when it comes to Jordan releases, has confirmed that it will not be the Gold Toes that are releasing. Now, in my opinion, I still think that there is a 1% chance that it is going to be them, and essentially I just think it's going to be a pre-release for them because the name for them is the Air Jordan 1 Equality. So it only makes sense for them to be releasing in February, right? Because that's Black History Month. So I would venture to guess that these shoes are going to be releasing in February, but there is a slight chance that we might get that pre-release. However, J23 app, they're a completely reliable source, so I would take their word for it. Make sure you're following them on Instagram because they will give you updates and everything for that. So you might be wondering, okay, so when are these going to be? When are they actually going to release? I want to know. Shut up. I was legit about just to say that. I was going to say that. You need to just give me a chance sometimes. Okay, guys, hear me out. They are going to be releasing, or it's at least rumored again, to be releasing on All-Star Weekend in February of 2018. So we definitely got time. So in this video, I'm not going to be teaching you how to cop, but I want to give you essential release information. For instance, you might be asking, Keith, where are these going to be releasing though? I want to know where I can buy this shoe. Well, according to some sources, these are apparently going to be releasing at select Jordan retailers. So I guess this would mean Foot Locker, Champs, Foot Action, or maybe it would also mean like Kicks USA. So if you ask me, I think this is a really good thing because that means we are getting more pairs. Now, in regards to resale value, I don't necessarily think this is the best thing ever. But we're going to talk resale value later. We're going to be talking about should you get these shoes to resell them. And basically the answer is yes, but I'll go more in depth later. And in addition to Jordan Select retailers, of course there's a chance that that raffle might hold them. I doubt it though. But more importantly, I believe the sneakers app / website will also be getting them because they honestly get most hyped Jordans. So that's one place they're going to have them. But like I said, I'm not going in depth into the how to cop portion as of now. I'm going to make that a little later, so if you're new, feel free to subscribe. But let's talk about resale value. I'm going to give you my opinions on this. You don't have to take them. It's completely up to you. So one of the key factors in resale is demand, right? Everyone obviously knows that supply is important, right? Everyone always wants to know how limited is a shoe because we've seen in the past with Yeezys, as they're more mass-produced, the resale goes down, even though the demand is still high. But like I said, the demand is extremely important. And I think the demand for this shoe is going to be through the roof. Because one, it's a cool colorway, at least to most people. But I get it, some of you guys don't like them. However, what matters is that a ton of people weren't able to obtain the top 3 golds. And the top 3 golds are reselling for around $500 to $600-ish, and they basically look nearly identical to the Equality ones. So these Equality ones, the only main difference is that basically just the toe boxes. That's the main distinguishable difference, along with, I guess, the shade of gold being a little different. There's also some different color placements, but it's nothing drastic. It's still the same silhouette. It's still similar colors being used. So the demand for this shoe is going to be extremely high because tons of people were not able to get the top 3s, and the hype for those has definitely built up the hype for these. So tons of people are going to be going for these, and there will be people who are willing to pay resale value for these. But another key factor, it's profit. Profit is all that matters. And to make profit, you got to spend little and sell for more. In this case, you're not going to have to spend a lot at all. The retail is only going to be $160. And even better, I don't think this is right, but I also found another source that said it was going to be 145 US dollars. So I also believe that these will be worldwide. I believe the majority of other countries will be getting these other than the USA. So my point is that with a low retail like this, it doesn't take much resale value at all to bring back your profits, especially because if you're selling on StockX or GOAT or even just PayPal, there's a fee. Like PayPal charges a 3% fee. And if the retail is only $160 and say the resale value that you sell for is $200, the fee on StockX, say it's 10% or 9.5% plus 3% for PayPal. So you're only going to be losing a little over $20. If you ask me, that's not bad at all. So I do think that with this retail price, there is definitely room for fees and shipping. So I think you're good here. So let's compare these to the Jordan High wings. Now, obviously, they're not identical to the wings in regards to stock, but I do think the stock will be rather similar. One key factor to remember, though, is that the Jordan High wings retailed for $250, while these only retailed for $160, or only going to retail for $160. So the Jordan High wings, first let's mention that the demand was not as high for them at all. There was no hype built around the shoe. The news for the shoe came out basically like a week before the release, and sure, it built up some hype, but not as much as these equality ones are going to have, because like I said previously, the gold top threes built up so much hype and so much demand for this shoe. So with all this demand, people are going to be willing to pay for it, unlike the other shoe I was talking about, which is the Jordan High wings, where there wasn't that much demand, because let's be honest, I think the majority of the public didn't think that that was that nice of a shoe. A lot of people were just buying it for hype. But with these, a lot of people were saying that the Jordan top threes were one of the nicest shoes. Not one of the nicest, just a really, really nice shoe in general. Now, I'm not saying that all of you guys like them by any means. I'm saying that a fair amount of you guys like them, and that's all that matters, because this year, Jordan Brand is trying to make Jordans more exclusive. If we're comparing them to the Jordan High wings, the Jordan High wings retail for $250, and right after the release, even though they're at $200 now, right after the release, when everyone got their pairs, you were able to get around $280 to $270 on them. So you subtract fees from that, and you basically break even. But let's imagine that the shoe retailed for $160. Now, if they retailed for $160, I'm sure the resale value would definitely be lower, but you would still be able to make profit. So I'm saying with this shoe, if the retail is that low, if you're only paying $160 or even $145 for this shoe, I definitely think that there is room for profit. So let's talk low and high right now. I think a potential low resale value for these could be like $170. And if they resell for $170, personally, I would keep the shoe, just rock it. Personally, I'm doing that no matter what, no matter how much these shoes resell for. I'm just keeping it. If you don't want to rock the shoe, that's fine. If you're feeling like this is too risky, make sure you buy from the Nike Sneakers app only, because you can get a free return there. So that means there's no risk at all. A free return, guys. You just get your money back. But with Foot Locker, Champs, and Foot Action, I don't think you're able to do that. So if you do think it's a little too risky, don't go for those stores. Just go for the Sneakers app. So that's the low, I would say, $170. That's the bottom price, I'd say. I do think these will sell out, to be honest, because of all the demand built up around them. Also, Jordan Brand said that they weren't going to make shoes like GRs anymore. In 2018, they wanted to make at least the iconic Jordans, like very exclusive. But if they're making iconic Jordans pretty exclusive, I think that they're going to keep these new Jordans at least somewhat exclusive, because I think they're trying to maintain the hype around their brand. So basically, the low would be 170. That's my opinion. I think they will sell out. But let's talk high. The high could definitely be around like $250, I'd say. I'd say around there, anywhere from like $220 to $280. That would be my opinion on what the high is at. So that is that's easy profit, especially if you get more than one pair. But let's talk about what you should do when you get this pair. When you get the pair, if you get it from Foot Locker, Champs, or Foot Action, like you pick it up from a raffle, and you really just want money for them, you don't want to rock them, you sell them the day of. Because resale value is always the highest, either the day of, or if it's a shoe that's like really hyped up and really limited, a couple months after. But you don't want to wait that long. So if you get them in hand, you want to sell them that very day or as soon as possible. If you get them shipped to you and it takes 3 to 5 days, I would still say sell them. But if it takes around 2 to 3 weeks to get to you, because I've seen that happen before, if it takes that long for the shoe to get to you and you just want to resell them, I would say hold them, because I am pretty confident that the price will go up just a little bit, but it's up to you. If you don't think $20 is worth like waiting an extra few months, I completely get that, but I'm saying, what if you have 5 pairs? That $20 for a few months could transfer to an extra $100. But that's essentially it. That's all the information I have for you today. Obviously, none of my opinions were based off of facts at all. They were based off of prior releases, things that I've seen in the market happen, and these are just what I expect to happen. It's up to you if you want to go with me and get these shoes and maybe get a second pair to resell them. It's completely up to you. You do what you want. You're not forced at all to take my advice. If you want, call me an idiot down in the comments, but please back it up with why you disagree. I would appreciate that, because you guys have some really intriguing thoughts, and a lot of you guys really, really do know what you're talking about. So share your info down in the comments. I want to know what you have to say, and I'm sure other people want to know what you have to say as well. So the How to Cop video will be coming soon. Feel free to leave a like, feel free to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later.